So today I want you to put aside thoughts of how it's 98 degrees outside and we're all supposed to look like bronze goddesses. And I want you to think about fall. That's because today we're going to talk about Chanel Fall 2013 collection. I got two things from that I want to talk to you about, because one of them is limited edition and I think some people are going to be a little bit scared of its color, and I want to reassure you that you too can wear it and you should pick it up before it's gone. The first thing though that I'm going to talk about is the single eyeshadow in the color 101 Gri-Gri. I am wearing the new Chanel color on my lids today, along with Chanel Illusoire Illusion d'Ombre and this deep purple of the Tom Ford Crushed Amethyst quad. Why did I forget that? I only have one Tom Ford quad. Ugh, my mind. Who knows where it is? There is another color that was released along with it, the color Hazard. I didn't pick it up. It is a matte, probably more along something that I would normally wear because it does have a purple quality to it. But I didn't pick it up because swatches that I had seen online showed that its texture seemed somewhat patchy, maybe a little chalky, so I figured it was a pass for me. But I saw the beautiful taupe color of Gri-Gri and decided to pick it up. So let's talk about what it looks like. It is indeed a taupe color, has a lot of shimmer to it, which hopefully you'll be able to pick up in the close-ups. But if you are not looking to add yet another taupe to your collection because you're thinking it might be along the lines of something you already own, I'm going to tell you it might indeed be along the lines of something you already own. So I'm going to compare it to a couple of colors that I already have so that you can make a decision whether you think it's worth picking it up or if you're satisfied with the taupes you already have in your collection. Of course, if you are a die-hard taupe fanatic, you probably will purchase it anyway, so this won't make any difference to you. But if you're on the fence thinking, oh, I might have something like it, then let's just take a little look. Right now I am swatching Gri-Gri on my hand, right here. Now, next to it, I'm going to add, starting off with, another Chanel color from the Raffinement quad. Look at that bottom color right there, pretty close. There are the two colors. This is Gri-Gri, this is that purple color from the Chanel Raffinement quad. You can see it comes off a little bit lighter on the swatch. It has less glitter in it, although it has a sheen to it, certainly. On the lids, it probably would look very similar. That will be MAC's Satin Taupe. I think a lot of people are really familiar with this color. And I think you're going to see it again, very similar color. The main difference is again going to be the glitter. Another color to compare it to would be from the Boudoir Eyes palette, the Sugar Walls color. Right in the center right there. That one is very powdery, not as nice of a texture as the Chanel one, but if you already own it. So that is Sugar Walls right here. This is Gri-Gri over here. You can see it has the same lightness in the color of taupe, while these two in the center were a little more dark. And the last color that is even remotely similar would be from Burberry, and it is the color Rosewood. So here is Rosewood and here is Gri-Gri. You can see very similar colors, just slightly different finish. One last thing about the eyeshadow color Gri-Gri before I move on to the cream blush, and that will be how similar it is to the Illusion d'Ombre in number 83 Illusoire. When you put them on the lids, they do come off being about the same. So if you feel like you're okay with getting the same effect using a cream product, then maybe you don't need to buy this new color because they are very similar. But if you were looking for an almost dupe of this to use to set it, if you have problems with it creasing and you always just set things with shadow, then maybe it would be worth looking at this color because they are very similar. Now we're going to move on to perhaps the thing that I was most excited about, well, not even perhaps, it definitely is the thing that I was most excited about for Chanel Fall, and that is the Les Blush Crème de Chanel cream blushes. I picked up one color so far. However, I will definitely be picking up more. There's at least one other color that I've seen swatches of that I've definitely fallen in love with. So expect another video, part 2 of Chanel cream blushes, because I'm sure I'll have more to show you soon. But let's take a look at this one, which is a number 66 Fantastic. First, let's talk a little bit about the packaging. You can see the same width as these single eyeshadows, not the same height though. These are just a little bit taller. They are the same thickness though, which makes them feel like a very thin compact, especially for a cream blush. You can see the quads are probably a third taller than this cream blush. So while these do seem a bit bulky, this actually seems really sleek, refined, pretty chic, and easy to carry around with you, if that's something you carry around. Cream blushes, I don't really take mine on the go, but for travel I would imagine this would be awesome. Alright, let's look at the color. That's right, this is a highly pigmented and very bright color, and I think most people, at least that I've read on a lot of blogs, have passed by this color because of how bright it is and how pigmented they are. But I do not think you need to be scared of this. This is the darkest color that they came out with. If you have a deeper skin tone, this will look fantastic on you. But I think also, even if you are pale, like myself, you can still use this and it can look lovely on you. I know these are very pigmented. That has scared a lot of people off, especially from a lot of blogs that I have read. But this is one of the limited edition colors. So if you don't get it now, they might not release it again, or you might have to wait a really long time. Who knows? So today, on my face, I tried to make myself look as pale as I would in the fall, so that I can show you what it will look like when you're paler, and I think it's a beautiful look. So today I'm not wearing any bronzer, I'm not wearing a blush yet, I'm not wearing a highlighter, so that I can apply this and show you what it's gonna look like. Now, I haven't had a chance to use them very much. I just got it in the mail yesterday, but I did wear it yesterday, and I applied it with my Hourglass number 2 brush, which I think worked out great. I did read on some blogs that it is recommended to use the Chanel number 7 brush, which is a stippling brush. I do not own that, and I didn't purchase it because I figured I would try out what I already had before I went and spent the money on it. And I think I'm liking the effect that this gives with applying it. I think it works out great. I probably will not purchase the number 7 brush just because I think this works just fine. This is a cream to powder, and it feels a lot more dry than a lot of other cream blushes. So with the Hourglass number 2 brush, I dip it once. That's literally it. Because this is so heavily pigmented and I am a relatively pale person, I do not want to overdo this because then I could look like a clown. But if you do overdo it, don't worry, go over it with some foundation, you can dull it down and it'll look just fine. So I'm going to take my mirror on my Tom Ford quad and move my hair out of the way and apply it. So you can see very subtle difference in the face. I'm going to take it again, one dab, and go to this side of my face. And I think in winter it would show up a little more because obviously right now I could not subdue all of my tanness, but hopefully you are seeing the subtle difference it's giving to my face. In person, it's sort of like a fresh, rosy glow. I know that's so cliche to say, but it is just a fresh little tiny hint of color. You could, of course, make this a lot brighter if you're into something like that. I like a lot more subtle kind of look. Now, if you're someone who thinks that maybe this doesn't show up enough on your cheeks, just remember, this was one tap with my brush. If you want to build this up, this is definitely pigmented enough. This is only because I really don't like when it really looks like there's blush, even though we all know that there's like obviously a tinge of blush on my cheeks. But one swipe looks like that on the hand. So don't worry, these are definitely pigmented, and I think that has been off-putting for a lot of people when they go to look at these at the counter. They swipe them on their hand and they think, oh, I can never wear this on myself. Now, usually I like to apply cream products to my face with my hands, the same with all my eyes with cream eyeshadows. This, I think, really benefits from having a synthetic brush like the number 2 from Hourglass, because I know a lot of people have said, oh, it looks patchy, it doesn't look like it would apply evenly. And I think that's because when you're applying it with your hand, even right here, you can see, yeah, it looks a little patchy. It looks darker where my first swipe was, and then when I blended it out, it didn't blend evenly, and it was, in fact, somewhat hard to blend. So probably you will get that same result every time you try to blend with your fingers. This is for those of you that want it to look a little bit brighter. This is just to show you what it would look like if you were trying to make it a little bit brighter. I'm really liking it. I think this color works out really great. I think it might look scary and bright right here in the pan, but it's definitely doable for us pale girls. Definitely. It's all about applying it sheerly, apply less than you think you need, and then you can build up if you want more. Or if you make an accident, you can, you know, fix your mistake with some extra foundation. This is just something to keep in mind. It is limited edition. A lot of the other colors are not, so they will be around. If you think at all that you might be interested in this, don't let this intimidate you. And if you want to find out how this color will look on you, I suggest taking a lipstick, because a lot of people will have a lipstick color that is almost this bright. Take a lipstick, do the exact same thing, use a very sheer amount, the same way you would if it was this blush, put it on your cheeks and see how it would look. One that I recommend doing with this would be Aphrodisiac by Tom Ford. It's almost the same color. In fact, that's what I did. When I first wanted to know, I took a color that I thought would be very close to this color in my lipstick collection. Just happened to be Aphrodisiac. Put it on my cheeks, thought, oh yeah, I think I can pull that off. And then that helped me make my decision. So if you can't get to the counter, or if all you can do when you get to the counter is this scary swatch and you want to know what it's really going to look like on your cheeks, I would suggest giving that a try. And I think you'll find that a lot of you can pull this off when you maybe thought that you couldn't. So definitely keep these in mind. And thank you so much for watching. Stay tuned for a part 2 of Chanel cream blushes, because I like the formula so much. I definitely think I'm going to go check out the lighter shades and probably purchase at least one. They are $38, which is more expensive than a lot of other cream blushes, but I think it's probably worth it because I'm super into them right now. So if you have any of the shades or any of the other things from the fall Chanel collection, let me know down below. Give me recommendations for what you think I should check out. So thank you all so much for watching. I hope you all are having a fantastic day, and I'll talk to you later.